Josh Warrington is preparing to enter the ring for the 34th time. The Leeds, Yorkshire native is entering against Luis Alberto Lopez. But the question is, will Lopez be just another showcase for Josh? Let's talk about it.
Great round for Spence right now. He's been throwing that right left
This Saturday, from his hometown of Leeds in the UK, from First Direct Arena, Josh Warrington will defend his IBF World Featherweight title against Luis Alberto Lopez. This is the return to the ring after March defeating Kiko Martinez for the same featherweight crown, and Warrington is looking to put on a show for his hometown fans. You may ask, why should anyone be interested in watching this particular fighter against this particular challenger? Well, if you go back to February of 2021, Josh Warrington entered the ring against Mauricio Lara in a fight where, going in as the favorite, Warrington looked to defend his title and come out smelling like roses, as he has done in other affairs. But that was not to be, as Lara upset Warrington with a 9th round TKO. He had Warrington down in the 4th round and again in the 9th prior to the stoppage. So Warrington has shown vulnerability, and the man that he's facing in Luis Alberto Lopez happens to be the type of fighter that is being brought in to be a dance partner before his hometown. But every once in a while in the sport of boxing, hometown defenses can turn into theater of the unexpected in boxing. And this is what we may see this coming Saturday, because Lopez, who happens to have a record that suggests that he may have some pop on his punches, maybe a little bit more pop than Warrington. But the whole idea of it is that he's the younger guy. At the age of 29, he's 5'4" and a half. And he has a 66.5-inch reach, where Warrington is entering this bout at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. But he doesn't really have that cracking power that you might need to do away with an opponent. So, if Lopez comes to fight, the people in Leeds may have something special on their hands. Warrington has shown vulnerability recently, and Lopez's record of 26-2 with 15 KOs suggests that he may be able to keep Josh honest. But Josh, who happens to be a rough and rugged fighter, not the most skillful, but at the age of 32, may be entering the outside of being in his prime. What will happen? You'll have to tune in to see. But every once in a while, these dark horses will show up and show out, giving champions something to defend. Honor, pride, dignity, championships. It happens all the time. Now, with his record of 31 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, Warrington is entering with a mere 8 KOs. And though he KO'd Kiko Martinez in his last fight, which was in March of this year, he has never looked to be a powerful guy, though he's strong. Lopez may present a different issue than Martinez, because Martinez is an older fighter, also a shorter fighter, being 5'5". Now, the age of 36 is something to consider as well when you're talking about Kiko Martinez. So, Lopez may have his work cut out based on the reach and height, but if he has just a little bit of courage and desire to become a world champion, we could be in for a treat. I've watched some of his fights, and I see that he is a very unorthodox fighter. He throws punches from the weirdest of angles. Sometimes he gives you the impression that he's walking away and he'll turn around and throw something. And then sometimes he'll throw textbook shots and then off of that throw a bolo shot or something from a very weird, obscure angle. What this tells me is he's comfortable in the ring, but he's also reckless in the ring. So an experienced fighter like Warrington could take advantage of those moments and catch him in between those type of shots. Josh would have to keep his defense ready, and when he fought Lara, he didn't respect Lara's punching power, but he eventually paid the price, being reckless himself and getting stopped by Lara in their first fight. The second fight saw roughhousing and head clashes, which led to the fight being stopped on cuts and Warrington retaining his title. But punching power is Lopez's key in this fight. If he can connect on Josh, if he can work his body, if he can get the elder statesman to wear down just a bit, then we could be in for something special. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a hard act to follow through on. They're not bringing this man to Josh's hometown for him to upset Josh Warrington, excuse me. But this is the thing that you have to look at as well. Warrington wants to prove something. He knows what has happened in the recent past with the Lara bouts. He's heard the criticism. He's going to want to make a statement. And he very well may be able to do so. In his previous defeats, Lopez has lost by decision. But that doesn't mean he can't be stopped. It just means that it hasn't happened yet. And if you ask me, I believe that Warrington is going to be going for the KO. There's nothing like pleasing the home crowd with something like a KO. Will he be able to do it? That depends on the cooperation of Lopez. Will Lopez give him the openings? What I like to see from a fighter is the attempt at showing quality ring generalship. And Warrington may be able to do that against this unorthodox fighter. Though they both happen to be orthodox stance fighters with that position, the footwork and the demeanor of both men is so far contrasting. It could be interesting. But I hope that Lopez doesn't come in looking to take Josh lightly. I hope he comes in with a full red-blooded effort to win, because that will make the stakes greater. It will also open Warrington up to make the mistakes that he can capitalize on. But all in all, this examination of this fight is me seeing Josh Warrington coming away with the late round stoppage of Luis Alberto Lopez. And it will be more based on the size than anything else. I think that he being a little bit shorter than Kiko Martinez, and the fact that his reach is shorter than Warrington's, Warrington will be able to hold on to his IBF World Featherweight Championship and go home a winner. What do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more commentary such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are, and do you plan to watch this fight with Josh Warrington? This is all I have for you at this time. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.